It has been many years since I've told anyone about my experience. I normally keep it to myself, as anyone I tell tends to think I am crazy. I don't blame them either. If someone told me the story, I would think they were a lunatic. Be me, I just got out of high school, wanted to do something fun. I decided that I'll kayak through the Florida Everglades by myself. My mom hates the idea. My dad thinks I'll be fine. I had been camping, backpacking, and kayaking for about 7 years then, so I was fairly experienced in bushcraft. Ergo, like my dad, I thought I would be fine. Boy, was I wrong. As a precaution, my dad gives me a great-grandfather's old groundhog hunting rifle. My face when my great-grandfather's groundhog rifle is an M1903 Springfield. Regardless, I grab my shit and rush off into the unknown. I decided to kayak around the Thousand Island portion of Everglades. I pushed off a small island known as Chocolosque, and I made my way into the wild. I was ecstatic, finally get to enjoy my favorite hobby with no one around to bother me. I camp at a small dinky campground known as Mormon Key, pick related. It was about a 10+ mile kayaking trip to get there, plus part of that was just navigating through the mangroves. Needless to say, I was tired as fuck. Make camp, cook dinner, watch the sunset, and go to sleep. I wake up to howling in the distance. Sounds like a wolf. Problem is, wolves have been extinct in the Everglades since 1910. Kinda weirded out. But there is a body of water between me and the howling, so I don't really dwell on it. I wake up, make up a quick breakfast, and continue heading down south on my kayak. End up going down the Lost Man's River. See Red Circle and pick. Find a place down the river to camp. Set up camp, eat, and sleep. That would be my last comfortable night of sleep for the rest of the trip. And maybe the rest of my life. Wake up the next day refreshed and head further down the river. Eventually hit the mainland, see Blue Circle on pick. I walk about 1.5 miles east before I decide to turn back. That was a mistake. I tripped, fell, hit my head, and knocked myself out. Fuck me. I wake up about 2 hours later. I pick myself up, orient myself, and start heading back towards the kayak. I get to where the kayak was and it was gone. The rope is still tied to the mangrove, but the middle is chewed through. It finally hits me. The kayak is fucking gone. My tent, most of my food, water, other gear, and most importantly my transportation is gone. I decide to get to dry land as I don't want to be in the mangroves at night. I get to dry land, eat a granola bar, and decide to head northeast in the morning to try to get help. I fall asleep with my head on my pack and next to a fire. I wake up only 4 hours later to the noise of howling. Wolf howling. Once again baffled, seeing as they should be extinct around here, I shine my light into the brush. I see an absolutely gargantuan wolf, bigger than I've ever seen, the size of a rhinoceros. I flip the fuck out and I add what little dry wood I have to the fire. I spend the night clutching my rifle next to a dying fire. They eventually fuck off, but I don't let down my guard. Around sunrise, I immediately head northeast. I'm tired, hungry, thirsty, and just want to get help. I'm slowly trudging through knee-high water. I consider ditching the rifle to get rid of weight, but then I remember those wolves. I keep going on and on, mindlessly checking every 10 minutes or so to make sure I am on course. In the middle of these mangroves is a small dry area. I figured that I could rest here for a short while. I walk into a clearing and I see a structure. It's a pyramid in the fucking Everglades. Think pick related but smaller. I am dumbfounded at what a pyramid would be doing this far out. Didn't even think local tribes ever got this advanced. I need to keep moving, but I just found a hidden pyramid in the middle of the Everglades. Archaeologists and historians would kill to find this. I figure I need to stop at least and look at the place. I climb up to the top and there's a pit. Just a dark pit. Out of the pit I can hear something faint. I get down on all fours so I can hear it better. I realize that there's wailing coming from the pit. Griefful, painful wailing. I promptly get up and try to get the fuck out of there. In a rush, I trip. See a pattern? After tripping, the wailing turns to straight up screaming. It sounds like a fucking banshee. I'm convinced that anyone within 10 miles could have heard that shit. It was deafening. I started hurrying back down when I see those damn dogs. There was a pack of 5 of them, all completely fucking huge. I drop my pack and climb up a cypress tree. I fire all 5 of my rounds into the biggest fucker there. He bleeds out under the tree while the screaming from the pyramids is just getting louder and louder. The pack of dogs drags away the dead dog into the mangroves. I take my opportunity, jump down, and start booking it northeast. I left my pack to save weight, and I'm going through the mangrove as fast as I possibly can. I even throw aside the rifle as I have no ammo for it and it's just dead weight. Eventually, after an hour, I can't hear the screaming anymore. I'm dehydrated as fuck and hungry, but I keep moving forward. I find myself on a loop road scenic drive with a bunch of police cars. They hesitate when they see me because I look like I've been through hell and back. They give me water and a granola bar and tell me to sit tight for an ambulance. When I asked them how they knew to find me, they said some guy on the road called about hearing incessant shooting a couple hours prior, and they had been searching since. I get to the hospital and the police interrogate me. I hesitate and tell them I got lost and fired those shots at an alligator. They accept it and leave me alone. My family comes up in hysterics to see me. I confide in my dad about what actually happened. Naturally, he doesn't believe me and said that the dehydration must have made me hallucinate it. I go home and keep bringing it up. Eventually, he has me admitted to a psychiatrist for delusions and hallucinations. Gee, thanks, Dad. I brought this story up to 2 different people, and both had the same response. I'm never going back to that place again, and I just want to forget about this. But I feel like I needed to tell someone. I don't care if you believe me or not, as no one else does. I just need to get it out. I don't know what I found out there, and it will probably stay that way. Good night, X. I'm going to bed. Classic. Why didn't you tell about the pyramids, though? Go to some archaeologist or college professor and tell them you found some pyramids in the forest. Don't include the wolves or screaming, just the structure. Maybe go get some other guys to see it. Take me there, Anon. Let's hunt some spirits and wolves together. Bring a K-Nut might actually help you on this one. Just woke up. Figure I might as well answer a few questions before I head out for the day. Did you feel any Indiana Jones vibes at all, or just terror? Upon discovering the pyramid, I was still in survival mode. I guess I had a little bit of Indiana Jones vibe, hence why I climbed to the top. But I mostly just wanted to get out of the Everglades as quick as possible. Mind you, I had heard and seen the wolves before I was dehydrated. I had a half-full water bottle with me after I lost the kayak, and by the time I saw the pyramid, I had been dehydrated for less than 24 hours. If I go up to any archaeologist or college professor, I doubt they would believe me. Finding a pyramid in the Everglades is unbelievable, and would rewrite the history of a whole region. Most people don't believe me, let alone waste resources or time on it. There's no way I'm going back there. I steered clear of the West Everglades after the incident. Even if I did, I'm not 100% sure I could find that place again. Tell me the general location. I'll gladly die for some actually spooky shit, my dude. My face when my grandfather's groundhog rifle was an M1903 Springfield. He must have really not liked groundhogs. You were supposed to go into the pyramid and find a great sword in the clutches of a mummified Atlantean king, and use it to cleave off your shackles and hew the Hyperborean direwolves asunder with the great ancient blade, and your iron thews while you call out an oath to Crom. But instead, you fucked it up so bad, you not only failed to take revenge on the Serpent King who took your father's sword, but you let the reptiles have your great-grandfather's rifle too. Why the fuck would anybody kayak through a giant, sweltering alligator spawning pit to begin with? There are campsites scattered along Lossman's River, some picnic benches, etc. Have a look on Google Maps. It would be cool if it wasn't fake and you actually confirmed the existence of the pyramid-like structure off the river. I'm back, I may as well answer more questions. I don't suggest it, you could easily die out there even without the paranormal jabs. Exposure in dangerous wildlife can easily kill you. Please don't go out alone. And please get to know the area first, or better yet, don't go at all. I've attached a better, more updated map starting at Chokoloske, where I first pushed off my kayak. The green line is the first day, red line is the second day, purple line is the third day, and orange line is the fourth day. All black dots is where I camped or where I got picked up. I had to navigate through the mangroves and crap on foot for the fourth day, so I figured the temple could reasonably be anywhere in the orange circle, with the orange dashed line just being for approximation. Keck, I thought the same thing when I was given the rifle. Your comment made me chuckle. Why the fuck would anybody kayak through a giant sweltering alligator spawning pit to begin with? Another anon already pointed it out, but the outer area where I was kayaking the first 2 days have designated camping areas about every 2 miles or so. I suppose something about the area is just charming the people. I go because I like the area, and I like the isolation, hence why I went even deeper. Not faked, but I appreciate the article. I've heard about other pyramids around the Everglades, but there seems to be only mentions of them here and there. I've also heard about one near Lossman's River, but I believe that their story says that they just viewed the temple from a distance, never visiting it.